Hello everyone, this is Lair, and what you're about to watch is the first of 13 episodes in a series on one of my favorite games of all time. If you like this, be sure to check out the rest of the videos in the series, and leave some comments for me if you'd like me and Syd to continue playing this. Thanks guys! So Syd, do you recall, before we got married, how I gave you a job and you had to complete that job? Whoops, not Jinx. Link. Do you remember that?
I do.
Do you remember what the job was?
Yeah.
What was it?
Complete Ocarina of Time.
And did you do that?
I did.
And did I then, as a reward for having completed it, take your hand in marriage? Well, I sure did.
You sound like such the gentleman.
Now we're gonna relive that by playing through Ocarina of Time. This is my favorite game.
You weren't with me when...
I wasn't. No, you did it on your own. But I checked the save file to make sure that you finished it. And then we got married.
Uh-huh.
We had to postpone our wedding because I was waiting on you to finish the water temple.
We got married a month early.
Yeah, you finished the water temple on time. So it wasn't... I didn't really force you to do it. You wanted to play it. But I did jokingly say, once you finished, we could finally get married because you had to do that first. And you did. So anyway, Syd and I are both experienced Ocarina of Time players, I guess you could say. I love this game. Syd's played through it once. Okay. I've played through it countless times.
Ocarina of Timers.
What?
I was...
we are Ocarina of Timers.
Yeah.
Dost thou sense it? The climate of evil descending upon this realm. Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier, deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi. Fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world depends upon thee. Is that how you imagine the Deku Tree to sound?
I imagine him sounding a lot slower.
Yeah, you're probably
and
right.
More,
But if I sit here and I take 15 minutes to read that intro scene...
Well, not just slower, but more old manny.
Yeah. I actually thought, before we started this playthrough, that I should just skip the Kokiri Forest getting ready part, because everybody's seen it so many times. And I thought, you gotta jump and you gotta collect the rupees, and I know I'm not gonna want to pause and skip that part in editing, and so I thought about it. But ultimately, laziness won out again, so we're gonna have to watch that.
It's a strange balance, because it's lazy either way.
Exactly. Hello, Link, wake up.
Listen!
Yeah, exactly. Navi doesn't need a voice. We know what she sounds
like.
That was pretty good. Sure can, Navi. Navi always... You know, I guess as a kid, I wasn't really ticked off by Navi. I was just like, man, it's so nice to have a companion on this journey.
But now you're just like, dude, chill.
But as an adult, yeah, I'm like, hey, why don't you chill out? Navi, you know, seems like she's kind of hopped up all the time. And I understand that there's like a great sense of urgency to this quest.
Yeah, yeah.
Settle down a little bit.
I've always imagined Navi to be more like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen Peter Pan.
What?
Look, I gave you a list of tasks to complete before we got married.
Yeah, I should have given you a list.
It's too late now to be demanding that I do things. Wow, a fairy! Finally, a fairy came to you, Link. Wow, that's great news.
Oh, yeah,
I'm so happy for you.
This is a decent girl voice that you're doing
Now
to
you're
go
a
along
true
with that
Kokiri, Link.
giggle.
Is that right? The great Deku Tree has summoned you?
Okay, it's quite an honor. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the great Deku Tree. All right. So now begins the part of our quest where we hurry as fast as possible to get the Kokiri sword and the shield and all of that. And that all begins by getting this sweet camera view of Link's... Oh, never mind. I thought the camera was behind. Maybe I'm thinking of Ocarina of Time 3DS.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe not. I thought we got to watch Link shimmy through there, but I could just be wrong altogether. Do you remember when I said that I've played this countless times?
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing.
You can probably count the times you played it.
No, I have played it countless times. I've seen the end credits roll more times than I remember. But I just don't retain this information. I've said this before. Hidden Treasure of Kokiri, great. I just don't retain any kind of game information at all. I don't know what it is, but for some reason my mind just can't reconcile knowing these things, and I just forget it all immediately. So,
did you purposely put the pretzel sticks out of my reach?
I did, yeah. Do you want me to get those?
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to continue eating them.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm editing, there will be things like that, like munchy sounds coming from your mic, and I'm so happy that I can just cut out your mic for that section. Because before, when we just had one mic that we shared, I couldn't do that. If there was some kind of unwanted noise, I just had to deal with it.
Munchy sound.
Yeah, so I think I need 40 rupees.
For the record, I'm not usually over here just like munching on stuff the whole time we're recording.
Every single time we're recording.
But when I'm sitting and playing video games or watching you play video games, like what I want to do is be eating popcorn or something.
No, I get it. I wish I was eating popcorn.
We need to eat the rest of the midnight blue popcorn so that
we can get some of that good Amish popcorn again.
That is the Amish popcorn.
Oh,
but
we
it's
need
a
some
different...
of the really good stuff. So for Christmas, I got Sydney like a stove top popcorn popper, and it's got a little crank on it, and you put the kernels in there.
Your mom got that for me. You got me the
Well, I mean, I
actual
basically
popcorn.
got it for you. I was there, and I was like, oh, let's get this. This is great. So anyway, I told my mom to get Sydney the popcorn popper because I like popcorn and I wanted some. So
I see how it is now.
you love it. Let's see how many rupees this is. It might be 35. 40. Okay. Couple more jumpy jumps. But anyway, we got this popcorn popper, and I got Sid a sampler of like, what? 5 different kinds of popcorn kernels.
I think there were more than that. There's like maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was 8. I think there were 8 of them.
Well,
I
anyway,
remember
we ate all of
even
them. We ate all of them, and it was a lot of popcorn. But we were having popcorn like
every night.
Yeah, every night, every other night for a while after Christmas, and then we ran out. And now we're just trying to chase that dream again.
Well,
of having that delicious
I
popcorn.
know which one it is that you really liked. I just got the wrong one because there's 2 types of blue kernels.
Was it the kernel-less, or no, not kernel, hull-less?
Yeah.
Is that the one I liked?
Yeah. I don't remember if those were hull-less.
Yeah,
the ones that we've got here are supposed to be hull-less.
Oh, I forgot to start the timer. Whoops. Oh. Well, this episode's going to go to a certain point anyway, so it'll be okay. But I wish I had started the timer.
Oh well.
Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. If we kill one of these, we can get the little cutscene that plays when you pick up a Deku stick out of the way, so we don't have to deal with that later. So I'm not going to be rushing through this whole game. I'm just going to be rushing through the opening sequence here because I've done it so many times, and
I mean, that's what everybody sees at the very beginning anyway. Like,
yeah.
If you've started it 100 times...
Right.
And just never played through the whole thing, and you want to watch a playthrough of the whole thing, you don't want to sit there and watch the very beginning scene 100 times.
Right.
Or for the 100th time. I don't know.
Oh, I forgot.
I know where I'm going with it. Go for it.
Verily, thou hast felt it. Link, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake this task?
Yeah. So I just played through the beginning of this on my 3DS because Syd got me well, it's a 2DS actually. It's like the Ocarina of Time limited edition 2DS, and she got that for me for Christmas. And I played. I don't remember where I am, but I definitely did this first section already, and I've pretty much just decided that 2DS is going to be my dedicated Ocarina of Time machine, and I love it because I can just take that with me, and the only purpose for that 2DS is to play Ocarina of Time. I will never play anything else on it, just Ocarina of Time.
You were so surprised to get that, too.
I was, because I wanted one when they came out, and I could never justify buying it, which is the perfect excuse to buy me a present for like my birthday or Christmas, because I'll look at things all the time, and there are some things that I'll be able to justify buying for myself, and I'll just go out and get them. But then there are other things that I'll look at it like 30 times, and I'll go to the store and I'll pick it up and hold it in my hands, and I'll think, I really want this, but I just can't.
I am well aware of those things.
That's the sweet
because
spot.
I'm usually standing like right behind you while you're doing that.
Waiting. You're like, please, we've danced this dance 50 times this week. Oh, what button? Okay. Sorry, I'm playing with a different controller today, and this is that Kickstarter one that I have, and it's, the buttons are in different places.
Ow, 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 forgive me, master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold control stick forward, it will roll on the ground when you land and won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it'll work, though, if the cliff is really, really high. Well, try it if you are feeling bold.
Dang it, that's the second time I've said a B word with an H. Second time.
B's and H's look pretty similar when you're sitting this far away from the screen as we are.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with us. We should be right up there on the screen. Yay, the fairy slingshot.
Woohoo!
All right. Man, it lets you skip the Deku stick thing real fast, but it won't let you skip this. Okay. Go ahead and equip these. The 3DS version of this game is probably my favorite version now. And I mean, I really love the... Okay. I really love the N64 version, but the 3DS version is better in every way. And I love the gyroscope aiming, and I love the updated models.
Well, they took a perfect game and made it better.
Yeah. They really did. People, there's a lot of... It seems like more so lately, there's a lot of people who are kind of questioning Ocarina of Time's actual claim to fame, because for a long time, this has been hailed as a masterpiece and one of the greatest games ever made. And now people are kind of thinking, well, is it really that great? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. And if you're asking that question, you don't deserve to have the ability to ask questions. But that's just No, that's just the fan of Ocarina of Time in me that's talking. Because this game does have a lot of problems. The water temple is awful, and we're going to see that in person when we get there. And there are other things about it.
Any water level on anything is pretty terrible because working with water physics when you've been doing nothing but being on land is just jarring.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't help that in most games, water levels are not a big part of the game. You know, you'll have like just a couple of water levels somewhere in the center of the game, and that's it. And if they were everywhere, then maybe, you know, it wouldn't be so jarring. But Ocarina of Time is really fantastic. The way it teaches you all the mechanics and everything, you know. My mic's all not where I want it because I want to be able to look over at you and make eyes like I normally do. And
Excuse me?
I can't. You know, like I do, like I'll wiggle my eyebrows up and down or, you know, communicate to you something without talking. You know what I'm saying? Like I just did. But my mic's all wonky, so I can't.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. This is what we want. Hey-ya! Oh, missed. Yeah.
I was about to say, before you started falling, that you were an odd duck, and then I started to remember about my dream about the duck last night.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. As soon as we woke up, you had to tell me about your dream where I laid a duck egg or something.
No, you didn't lay a duck egg.
Okay, sorry. What happened?
We were looking at ducks
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted a duck egg to hatch.
Forgive me, master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You'll never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them by knowing that 23 is number 1. You think I'm a traitor?
Yeah. What were you saying about the duck?
Yeah,
We
we
were
were
looking
looking
at
at
ducks.
ducks because I wanted a duck egg to hatch. And I was looking at ducks, and I finally found one that I kind of liked. And then it like laid an egg in my lap,
Yeah,
And
as
it-
ducks do.
and it immediately hatched. And then it was a little icky, slimy baby duck. And then suddenly it was a super cute fluffy duck. And
That's
then
like one of the tamest dreams. Because that duck could have laid a tiny
chicken
duck
egg?
with a human head on it or something, you know? It could have laid something weird.
yeah, I know. I was
Instead, it just laid a normal duck. Exactly what you would expect. I had this dream a while back where I lived through the entire plot of 2016's Godzilla movie. Was that
I think you've
2016?
I think so.
Well,
I think you already have told that story.
Well, I'm telling it again. The people that watched whatever video that was are maybe different than the people that are watching this one.
True.
Okay, I understand, Navi. I understand. I wish there was a way at the beginning of this game.
To say
To tell
I've
Navi.
played this.
Yeah. Man, if only Zelda games would get that right. You know, even Breath of the Wild doesn't do that, you know, but there should be maybe an option like on your save file, like once you've played through it, it can just tell that you've already played it
Yeah.
and let you skip the intro stuff. Because I would love to be able to just have the shield and the sword and go straight to the Deku Tree and, you know, skip all the in-between stuff. But, alas, that may never happen. Breath of the Wild did a pretty good job, though. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have to do the Great Plateau, and you have to get the paraglide. Well, you know what? Breath of the Wild didn't do a great job, because I want that paraglider immediately. Every time I've played Breath of the Wild since it came out, like every time I've restarted it, I hate doing that section at the beginning. And you can get around it by making a save file right after you get it. Oops. Whoops. I accidentally killed something behind me there.
You didn't die, so it's okay.
Is this not a door?
Doesn't appear to be.
Why did I come in here then? Oh, okay. Whoops. My bad. Can I roll? Oh, yeah, okay. I couldn't remember if I could roll with a Deku stick. As I was saying earlier, no matter how many times I've played a game, I will not retain vital information about that game. I will forget it as soon as we stop playing. Because then my mind goes to something else. And I just can't do it. But I guess that's okay. Some people remember things like that really well. Every stream that I've ever done of any beloved game, like if we streamed this, I don't know if I would even be able to or want to stream this, because people get so honestly offended if you don't know how to do something.
Right.
People get bent out of shape in a big way. 2, 3. You get back here.
Oh, you.
If he gets back, then I think it resets the whole thing. Oh, sorry. I was just reading. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Gohma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. Those guys should probably sound even more annoying. Weaselly. Man, this scene was so cool. Every time I play this game, it takes me right back to being a kid. Not that I remember playing it the first time necessarily, but I just I can feel it in my soul. I can feel the same way that I felt back then. It all just rushes back to me. You know what I'm saying? Why are you shaking your head like that?
'Cause that thing creeps me the heck out.
Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to do that skip that Cosmo Wright did, and I'm going to skip straight to the end of the game. Not really. So there's a speedrunner. There's a speedrunner named Cosmo Wright, and he did this skip where basically you do a whole bunch of button presses, and it tricks the game into thinking that you've beaten Ganon. And it puts you on the top of the castle at the very end of the game fighting Ganon in beast form. So you can finish the game in 15 minutes or whatever crazy.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, there are others like that. They're called end credits warps. And there's this category of speedrunning called any %, which is where you don't have to do anything in the game. You just have to get to the credits.
Yeah.
And that's how people get those crazy times.
Well, there are some games that put the credits in the main menu, and you just go to the credits.
Yeah, there you go. Any % is just like hitting down on the D-pad twice and then A.
That's my kind of speed run.
Well done, Link. That was him excited. It was a different voice because he was excited. I love him. And from now on, he just leaves his mouth open. I mean, that's not his mouth.
He'd make
like the rest of the conversation, he's talking with his mouth open. Thou hast that curse. I knew that thou would be able to carry out my win. I'm not gonna do that because I think it's annoying.
I stuck.
Yeah, he has lockjaw and he just can't shut his mouth now. Now, I have yet more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen? Nah. No, Link, I'm gonna die. Now, listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me.
Can we have tacos for dinner?
Yeah, we can have tacos for dinner. What kind of question is that? We had tacos for breakfast. I understand now that was why you asked that question.
I want those tacos again for
Oh my
dinner.
goodness.
And
This-
we haven't eaten lunch. We just ate breakfast this morning at like, what, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we just skipped lunch. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerous powers in search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Man, this was so just epic. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. And you know what else was interesting back then? Din, the goddess of power, is Nehru, the goddess of wisdom, is that nobody knew how to pronounce anything. Feror, the goddess of courage. Nobody knew how to pronounce anything, so there was a lot of discussion. Like, I know my friend called it Hyrule, and I called it Hyrule. JT called it Hyrule. And he also called the Deku Tree the Deku Tree. And what else? I don't know. But all of the pronunciations, you know, Din. With her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the red earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. His voice has gotten a lot deeper since
Yeah.
I heard. Well, that's because he's telling this epic story. He's doing a voice. I'm doing him. Feror, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. He's doing a voice, so I'm having to do him doing a voice as he's telling the story.
You're full of it.
Look, pretty soon we're not going to have to see him anymore. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens, and golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the god... Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence. And the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. I didn't realize that he calls them triangles so often. That makes it a lot less epic. I thought it would be
Little bit.
like sacred relics or something, but he's like, 3 triangles! Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. I mean,
He's just
the
telling
triangles.
He's just telling it like it is.
Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Link, go now to Hyrule Castle. There thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. Oh. You know, I don't think any games... I mean, okay, other games like PC games... okay, let me restart all of this. Games had cutscenes before Ocarina of Time, but no game did cutscenes the way Ocarina of Time did. Ocarina of Time. The future depends upon thee, Link. Thou art courageous. Navi the fairy, help Link to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Well, let's go to Hyrule Castle, Link. Glad that's over. Bye, Great Deku Tree. See you later.
Peace out.
Always good to see you.